The next topic we'll discuss introduction to ALV. So ALV stands for ABAP List Viewer. It is a third reporting tool. ALV is a reporting tool. It's a powerful reporting tool. Compared to classical report and interactive report, and generally in a real time, you're going to use ALV report. Purely function module based. There is no write statement in ALV ABAP List Viewer. So learning objectives. Right after completing this chapter, you will be able to understand. So what are the ALV reports? What is the purpose? What are the drawbacks with the classical and interactive reports? So what are the common features are not available in a classical report, in interactive report? To understand the ALV functionality, to understand the type pools, there is a type group, predefined type pools are stored only for ALV purpose. To display the different types of ALV reports, right, to understand the difference between the normal reports and ALV reports, right, to upload the graphics header, like a few content you can upload, and also you can provide your own graphics into ALV reports. You can provide like a logo and a company logo and all, every stuff is available in ALV reports, right. This is the content you are going to learn. ALV introduction, advantages, disadvantages, type pools. There is no disadvantages because it's a latest and powerful tool. And type pools, internal tables of ALVs, special internal tables which is already created for ALV purpose, and the types of ALVs, then upload graphics and all. This you are going to learn now. Yeah. So before this, let me introduce what are the disadvantages with the classical ABAP reporting. Right. For example, a common reporting features, right, 50% of the time you have to spend on finding the right tables and the right table relationship, right. Then 30% of the time generally you're going to spend providing that additional features like sorting, subtotal, filters, overall how to export imports, everything in a normal classical report or interactive report, which we used to write our own code. 20% of the time spent, for example, on making the reports looks pretty good. Then specifying the column headings, because quite difficult in a classical report and interactive report to provide a column headings, because so we have to find out the length and etc. position, and based on that column headings will be decided. Before loop at data, we have to write it all that column headings. It will take a lot of time to do column headings and all. And vertical lines and frames, for example, you want to provide in a list screen. So there is a cumbersome, quite difficult, because you cannot do that justification as simple as possible. This is what are drawbacks in a classical report and interactive report, right. There are some drawbacks. Not only this, for example, there is no graphical interface, means you cannot provide a logo in a classical interactive report, and also you cannot provide headings in a top level. You have to create everything properly. That's the reason the SAP launched a new tool called as advantages like a programming with the ALV, right. For example, when you introduce ALV concept, it's not required, you can avoid a lot of time, 50% of the time spent on finding the right tables on the table relationships, etc. Right. 2% of time spent directly preparing field catalogs, sorting, filters, and etc. 8% of the fancy features. It's not like percentages or hard coded. It's assumption based. We have specified. So maybe a bit less or more also, no problem. Right, and no time spent on the looks and feel, because column heading, sortings, everything will get in a tool based. And moreover, directly can spend time saving 40% easily, or 50% of the time you can achieve by using ALV reports. You can go through that, right. SAP provides ALV, that's nothing but ABAP List Viewer, provides a set of ALV, it's nothing but a function modules which can be put into use, embellish the output of the report. I said just now there is no right keyword or right statement. It's not required to print through right statement through loop conditions, because directly when you pass the records to the function module, the function module will take care of everything. In ALVs, there are some function modules and user-defined internal table structures, because in a SLIS is a type group which contains internal tables, structures, and a constant. What are the possible requirements for internal table? They already kept it in a SLIS type group. They have created in a globally in SC11. Then later point of time they are utilizing in each and every programming where exactly it is required. Right? That's what a list SLIS is mandatory. You have to create from that. You have to call how many functions you want and how many information you want, how much. SLIS is that global definition of a type pool, and a catalog structure, tables, layout which are used in ALV report, everything captured in a type pools of SLIS. This set of ALV function is used to enhance the readability and a functionality of any report output. Right, we can upload the graphics for example, right side logo, the left side company details, whatever information, everything we can achieve by using ALV reports. Right, there are types of reports under ALV's ABAP list viewer. You can provide the output in 8 different formats. 8 different types of formats of reports are there under ALV. First we'll learn simple report, how to create in a simple list and grid. Right, let me explain the theory topic, everything. Then after that we'll work out practically. So first 2 concept, next 2 concept, next 2 like that. Let me explain the possible ways list and grid, how it is possible. A simple report and a simple, it contains list output and grid output. And a block report, hierarchical sequential report, pop-up display, ALV with a logo and header, it is possible, and also ALV with a field catalog match, because sometimes you are working with a complete table, so that it's not required to write properties for each and every column. Through match, system will match everything. And ALV with the macro also possible, and interactive ALVs. These things are possible by using ALVs. Before this, some attributes you have to learn, how to declare and how to write the code piece of this. Right, type pools. Type pool is a SLIS. SLIS is a type pool, and SAP standard table types taken from the type pool, predefined type pool. That's the reason every internal table of ALV, special internal table for ALV, it started with a SLIS underscore T underscore field cat underscore ALV. Next, SLIS layout ALV, right? It's every keyword start with a SLIS. This is for layout. This is for list heading. Any comments if you want to write it in the left side of the report. And the selection fields, fine. For example, how to utilize this SLIS T field cat like in your report. There is a I underscore field cat type, predefine is SLIS underscore T underscore field cat ALV. There is a T indicates like nothing but a table type. Then your wish with header line or without header line you can declare. Right? The left side, so whatever you can create it like any names. This is internal table field catalog with reference to predefined field catalog ALV. This predefined is here, so you can locate in a SLIS. Based on that you'll get it. This is a mandatory attribute, mandatory internal table type for field catalog. Every program must and should have to write it. Right. What are the properties are there in a SLIS? How to do and how to use these properties? Internal table attributes in a SLIS. Internal table of SLIS like a call underscore pause. There is a attribute, column attribute. For example, position of the column. For example, you want to print 5 to 10 columns. Each column, which column, for example, Matneries you want to print in a first column, MBRSH you want to print in a second column. Like this, you have to provide column position. According to the column position, it will print in a dynamically. Field name, internal field name, like for example, Matner is a field. You have to specify field name equals to Matner. Tab name, that is nothing but internal table name. Reference field, you are working with a different dictionary structure, you can go with the reference dictionary. Reference table name, dictionary table name. Key, whenever you have like a one particular character, it indicates right a column which key. Icon can go through any icons. One character length equals to X. Capital X you have to activate. Here you have to provide capital X so that icon can be activated. Hotspot is a right hand symbol, so that every column should be a hotspot. You can check that. Like more than 50-60 properties are there. For each and every column you can utilize these many options according to that. So everything it will work. You can go through any symbols, checkbox, justified, right, left and center, do sum. You can do sum up automatically. No output, like if you don't want like obligatory X is no output, right? Output length, you can provide length of the output. Cell text, like a long text, medium text, short text. The column headings will print according to the long, medium and short. And dictionary part, then data dictionary and type. So many stuff, like so much stuff is there. And according to the user requirement, the client requirement, based on that you can open column headings. Right. List of function modules in ALV, because I said just now, there is no write statement, there is no loop at tab kind of thing. Then we have to create based on function modules. Reuse underscore ALV underscore list underscore display. Right, first function module for display purpose. Then reuse underscore ALV underscore grid. This is for grid display, and this is for list display. Reuse ALV field catalog match. If you want to match all the fields, then you have to go through with the field catalog match. And hierarchical list display, your header table and the line item tables. For example, sales order, VBAK, header data, VBAP, line item data, so that you can print like a hierarchical sequential manner. Commentary write is used to print column headings like list headings, then logo, etc. I can print by using this function module. Next, block display. These three function modules belongs to block display. Right, one is a block list underscore init. Right, ALV block list underscore append. If you want to create two blocks, append should be called twice. Three blocks means 3 times. Init and display only once, but append decides how many blocks you want, you can append that. And a pop-up to select any function module you want to do, like a pop-up window kind of thing, then you can go with pop-up to select. Right, so these many function modules you are going to use it. Function modules, C37 is a T code, right? All the function modules or resides reuse underscore ALV underscore. This is a common function module name. Reuse underscore ALV underscore grid. Right. Let me explain how it is a list display and a grid display. Right. List display function module, when you call the function module inside SE38, then there is a first you have to open the parameters. Right, callback program, there is a callback program is report ID. You can provide SC38 current program name or SciRip ID system field. It will convert automatically your program name into report ID. Right, report ID both are same, but your wish. But don't put single quotes for system fields. If it is normal very program name, you have to pass it directly. And one more property you have to open, field catalog. Whatever field catalog you have created, that field catalog with the body you can go with that. And the tables, internal tables, directly have to pass that name of the internal table without single quotes. So once you have done this, then the output looks like this. Look at now here. List display preview, like there is a purchase order item status, item change table. Like this, column headings are getting automatically because you have to populate. And whenever PO quantity, select this, and there is a sigma button. Directly can do with that. It's a total, grand total, everything will come automatically. And a sorting, ascending, descending, filter, total, subtotal, export, import, like options, drag and drop it. After getting the output also, we can do a lot of operation. This is what ALV do. The list output display like this. Next, when you call that grid display, raise underscore ALV underscore grid display, the same function model is different, but the thing is properties are same. You have to pass it. Program name with a caps, and make sure that when you start with ALV report, so all the program field should be start with the capital letters, better to avoid errors. System report ID, field catalog body, and then name of the internal table you have to provide. Right, when you call a grid display, the output will get it like this. Right, a grid, the column headings looks like a push buttons. Based on that, you can select it and click on sigma button so that it will get automatically. Totals, subtotals you can do automatically. Right, this is what a list and grid display. Right, next one is field catalog match. This function model is used to pass a field catalog to report output and merge it with an internal output table. If the output data is formed like a single dictionary table and the columns are selected, then we need not exclusively create a field catalog, right? Because you want to get the structure directly. And when you call this field catalog match function module, and under import parameters, you have to open program name, internal table name, and a structure name. Whenever it is name, simply have to provide name in a single quotes. Right, the table name, internal table name, normal internal table name you have to enter. Structure name, it's a table structure or a view name you can enter. And a field catalog directly with the body you can provide field catalog. So that entire table is matched. The what is advantages by using this means, for example, you're writing select star, right? Star means all the fields you want to retrieve and all the columns you want to display. Quite difficult to provide each and every column all the properties like 200, 300 table fields. It's difficult. That's what you can match. Call one more function model match. It will match all at a time. So attribute passed in a field catalog. Field catalog is required for every ALV list output. Add required functionality to the certain field. For example, row position, column position, field name, table name, everything you can pass it into that. Some other attributes, right, passed in a field catalog. Output length you can go with key, cell field, no output. And if you want to do any colorful, it is not possible. It is possible, but you have to specify the colors like in a formatting technique in a classical and interactive report. For example, here name of the field catalog hyphen emphasize is a keyword. In this, C indicates color. This is a constant, cannot change the C. X, Y, Z. C is a standard color, always C only. Then X indicates color number. You can start with the 1 to 9 or 0 to 9. Sorry, 7 colors or some colors are there. You can provide 1, 2, 3 like that. In X position, you have to enter 0 or 1. 0 for off, 1 for on. Intensity like colors, and the inverse colors, thick color, background, bold color, it takes like 0 and Y. For example, here C1, 0, 1 or 1, 1 you can enter in XY positions, so that you'll get an output different colors. Right, some other column properties, hotspot, fixed column position, you cannot, only can fix it, that you cannot move that. Do sum, it will sum automatically. No sum, cannot do any sum for that. Any leading zeros you can go with L0, then no sign if you don't want like a sign options, and no zeros, suppress zeros, everything. And many properties you can open as per your requirement. Right, in a reuse ALV commentary one more function module. By using this function module, you can upload the logo using commentary write function module. And a top of page event you have to handle in this headings of the other comments, a list commentary like internal table with heading, list output, everything. Right, in this commentary, then we have to write it heading list header. In this list header, there are T by P, H for header, S for selection, A for action. According to this, you can provide some column, so internal table like a heading, proper heading level, there is a company details or whatever details you can enter. Only when the type is S, the key information will print. Whatever under key you have specified, everything you can display in output. Info, the text to be printed. According to these three properties, you can print some headings in a top level of the report. Right. In this, first I am explaining complete theory part. Then after that we'll work out each and every program in detail, how it will work by using this. Let me complete the theory portion first. Block display. This block display, it is used to display multiple lists continuously. For example, 2 blocks at a time you want to display. There is a function module. And this block display, there is a init. So up to this reuse underscore ALV underscore is a common, block is a common. List init, it is initialized. Append, for example, you want to display first block, first append. Second block, you want second block, like 2 blocks, 2 appends. 3 blocks, 3 appends, like this. And a block list display, it will display like everything is optional. Init is initialized display purpose and 2 append blocks. So in this example, when you call list init, there is a function module. In this callback program, you have to specify SIRIP ID, only just information report name. Then after that, you have to call the black append parameters. In this append parameter, you have to pass it layout, field catalog, table name, event name, out tab. And repeat the same for second append, second block. And next, display reuse underscore ALV underscore block underscore display. This function module display the list with the data appended by the above functionality parameters. All the parameters are optional in this case. The moment when you declare, you'll get output like this. Right, how many blocks you have declared here? 3 blocks. Block 1, block 2, block 3. In that case, 3 blocks, 3 appends you have to call. Right, this is what example, if you want to print your ALVs with different blocks, you have to do like this. The next one is hierarchical sequential list display. In this hierarchical sequential list display, there is a layout name you have to enter, field catalog with a body you have to enter, Then name of the internal table, place it in a single quotes, because just I tab. This is out tab is without single quotes. Name means I tab. Next, second internal table you have to place it with a single quotes. Out tab name is without single quotes. There is a key info, and we have to pass it that info, and etc. You have to provide. Then the output looks like this. So whenever you want like a sales orders or purchase order, you want to see the line items within a hierarchical structure, user can expand at any time, or if you click that all at a time, it can be expanded. So this is what hierarchical sequential list display, or which we used to call as tree display, tree structure. The next report is ALV with a pop-up display. Here there is exporting. You have to provide any selection name, table name, name of the internal table, and a field catalog. You have to provide a body of the field catalog, and internal table name, just out tab name. A pop-up display, it is useful whenever you want to display your output as a pop-up instead of like occupying complete GUI. We can provide a pop-up window kind of thing, so that you'll get it pop-up windows. Right, I will work out one example how to declare this ALV reports with a simple block. Right, let me write it one program SE38. Let me copy the code what we have done previously with the classical and all. Some declarations are common. So ALV, right, so I'm calling like list display. Click on copy. Right, I click on continue with all, then the copy. Right, local object. Right, I go to change the attributes, because we copied the title should also, it is copied from classical to interactive. ALV here, let me change right, ALV reports demo, save. Right, there is a source code, and click on change. Right, look at now. Let me delete all the code which was not required for ALV. Right, there is no write statement in normal ALVs, and not required everything. Right. Yeah, look at now. So here we have declared tables. In ALV you have to declare for type hyphen pools. Type pool name is SLIS. SLIS is a type group. Or you can open one more session SC11 and open that. Right, type pools is a SLIS. Then here I have declared internal table, right, MARA, MBRSH, MTRT, MBRSH, NTDJW, like this. 5 fields I took from the one internal table. Then I have written a select option, right, a select query. We are getting the values into item. Right, if you want to write it ALV reports, first you have to declare reference table of internal table. Right, so data keyword I underscore, for example, field cat type slice underscore t underscore field cat underscore ALV, so with header line. Right. So this is a predefined ALV, and the left side is user defined internal table what we have created. Right, I have created internal table field catalog. Right, by using this left side internal table field catalog, so you have to open, for example, let me write it one column for metal master. Right, right, first field I'm going to do it Matner. Right, I underscore fcat, what we have declared, there is a call underscore post. Right, it is a column position, you have to declare like this. Material number should be declared in a first position. Next, field name, for example here Matner is the field name. Make sure that you have to write it in a caps, avoid some errors within a single quote. Next, tab name, here this is the name of the tab is iTab, this is internal table name. Next, right, if you want a column heading, cell text underscore L, there is a long text I am printing here. Material number, this is what a column heading. Then after that, append field catalog name. Next, clear field catalog. Right, so what we have done, first property we have done with a single field. Right, what we have declared, let me check field cat. So whatever name you have to provide, this is hyphen not equals to. Right, repeat the same for each and every column what we have done in the first column. Next, second column is MBRSH. Let me comment this second properties MBRSH for second column. This is I'm going to take it like column 2. Then the field name is MBRSH. iTab is common. Then here you can provide column headings, which column heading you want. Right, in this selection text is like industry sector. Right, this is a second column. Next, right, a third column MTART. This for this I'm going to copy again properties and make sure that this is third. Right, here MTART. iTab is common. The next is material type. Then fourth one, here there is a BRGEW, this is a gross weight. Right, a fourth property column, field name is caps and write it here BRGEW, material gross weight. Right, so this is a field. Next, fifth column Right, column properties are done now. So make sure that fifth you can write it. This is for NTGW. This is for gross weight, net weight purpose. Now I want to place it in a fifth position, this, and write it here NTGW. Write a BRGW, there is no R. Right here, instead of gross weight, the column headings I am writing net weight. Now the properties are finished. After this, so there is no write statement, there is no loop at ITF. That's the reason you have to call a function module reuse underscore ALV underscore list underscore display. How to call the function module? There is a pattern is a keyword, then enter the call function name reuse underscore ALV underscore list underscore display. Right, so after this function module, click on continue. Then function module is called in SC38. Right, in this function module, so you have to open three properties mandatory. Initially it is in a commenting line. First export this, and there is a I callback program. Right here, I callback program name. You can enter current program name, which is you have to copy this and paste it here, the current program name. Right, or you can provide report ID also. And then we have done with the field catalog. Right, you have to provide the field catalog name, whatever you have appended individually here, you have to copy that and provide field catalog name with the body, because individually we have appended, you have to attach with the body. Next, there is a out tab name, it is mandatory to you have to enter. And then here there is a I tab is your name of the internal table. Now everything is done. Click on syntactically check and I click on activate this. Right, click on enter. Then I click on execute this. Then based on that, you'll get output. Now execute this. Everything is proper because material master I want to display first 100 materials in output. Right, click on execute this. Look at now. This is what ALV output compared to classical report. So we have provided material number as a column heading is you are getting. Then everything is like Excel format, vertical and horizontal lines you are getting. And if you want like gross weight, you can select it, place a column, this is what hotspot, and I click on sigma button, then you'll get a total everything automatically. Right, we can do some lot of operations like a sorting filter. If you don't want, again selected this and click on that, it is deselected. Or for example, select this industry sector and you want to filter, the filter belongs to like only 1 or M, which kind of thing you want to place it. For example, only M metal master industrial sector I want to display. Click on that. You are able to see only industry sector with the filter type M. Right, you can deselect these filters. Right, you can go with the material number, you can select it this. Right, a descending order, you can directly see that. Ascending order, descending order, filters, sigma, import, export, lot of options are provided. This is called as a tool. But generally compared to list, we have many properties are in a grid. Now let me write it a one report, grid report. One step back, then I copy this, instead of list there is a grid. Right, I am creating one more report, but which is I am copying from the list what we have done. Click on copy. I have renamed the program, new program I am creating with a grid display. Click on copy. Right, I click on local object. Right, go to change mode. Everything is same. Right, properties and fields, field catalog, select option, each and every property. Then instead of this list display, I want to delete this list display function module, and I'll call the grid display. Right, let me delete this. Click on pattern, reuse underscore ALV underscore, instead of list there is a function module grid. Right, a grid underscore display. Now the same properties you have to open for grid display. Right, I call back program. Look at now, for this time I don't want to pass it the name, I want to pass through report ID, because I have copied the program name, instead of that field name I have copied. The next field catalog, right, name of the field catalog you can copy from this. Right, this is the name of the field catalog. Right, in this field catalog should be in a body. Then out tab name you have to pass it to the internal table. There is a I tab. Right, now save this. Click on enter. Right, everything is done, but instead of list we are providing grid. So now go to 1 to 100. Now execute this. Look at now, this is what a grid. A grid is displayed like you can drag it and drop it. The columns are looks like a push buttons. Right, for example, you want to drag it from the left to right it. Options are same. For example, select this grid format, I click on Sigma. You're able to see that a grid display like in here. And next, if you want to drag it this like a select, drag and drop in a first or second position also, it is move. Options are there after getting the drag and drop facilities. And next, total by total or sigma, like every option is provided. And more option you can export into local file also. Click on this local file and select spreadsheet. Click on continue. Select spreadsheet and click on continue. Right, provide this, there is a txt or ALV. Right, ALV dot txt it is generated. Click on generated. Click on continue, allow. Right, one file is generated. You can see the file ALV in a desktop. Let me generate one more file. Go through spreadsheet, click on that. Right, here ALV dot txt. That which is already there in a folder. Double click on this. Previously we have saved. If you open this, you'll get a files here. So whatever that functionality have saved, click on save this. Right, we have saved this and generate now. The file is generated automatically. Right, you can see that in a right, there is a ALV file is available here. Double click on this. It will open in a .txt format. Look at now, the ALV is copied into local desktop. Right, current date and dynamic list and material, total, gross weight, and industry sector like this. This is what a facility provided. You can download option and everything. So you can go through like this. right? So many features are added in this. You can go through with any graphics and dynamics and output, but this is what we are going to do it in a real time. And before these functions, again, writing the logics are quite common and everything. Right, what we have done. So this is what grid and list. Let me call this as a pop-up window. Third, fourth, third one, and a copy back. Let me copy the same program. Click on copy here. I'll create it instead of grid. There is a pop-up window. Pop-up display. Click on copy this. Right, click on continue. Right, copy this. Click on save it local object or package. Right, go to doc attributes, change the title, short description of the program title. Right, a pop-up display. Save this. Right, a source code. Let me change the function module. Everything is common, but instead of grid and list, so again we have to delete the function module. These properties are saved. Right, let me delete this entire function module grid. So delete this option. But ALV we can work out like a pop-up. Pop-up is, it will not occupy entire GUI space, it occupies only some portion. Right, I click on pattern, raise underscore ALV underscore pop-up to select is a function module. Pop-up underscore to underscore select, pop-up to select. Right, in this you can provide any title. Right, for example, ALV pop-up demo. This is what the title I am going to provide. Next, table name. It is expecting internal table name structure. There is a Mara table we are providing because we want to match pop-up to select iTab name, not Mara table. iTab name is, sorry, iTab. Next, field catalog name you have to open. Right, in this there is a I field catalog. Copy this field catalog. Yeah, provide this with reference to body because we have done without header line. Right, I callback program you have to enter. And this, let me pass it sy-rip ID. Through rip ID I am passing that. Right, field catalog, then structure name, then field name, internal table name, then out tab is your name of the I tab. Look at here, it is expecting table name and go through with a single quotes. If it is out tab without single quote, you have to pass it your internal table name because we got the results into I tab. That's what. Activate this. Click on enter. Now execute this. So go through 1 to 100. Click on continue. Right, enter ALV. It will display like a pop-up. Look at now pop-up. We can display like anything. Instead of occupies entire GUI space, it occupies only. It acts like a pop-up. It's like a information window. But generally pop-up windows which we are going to create for not for main windows or main reports. Sub-report purpose, if there are sub-reports or secondary reports which we want to print it in this style, you can have to go through. But all the options are not available in a pop-up. Few options are provided in a DOM. Right, you can click on that, continue, close it. Now there is a zebra pattern provide here. And for example, here zebra pattern you want to enter, right? Provide capital X. Make sure that no, it will not accept any small characters, only uppercase caps should be provided. Your output looks like a shaded pattern, like a zebra pattern, and I click on execute this. Right click on continue. Look at now the shaded lines you are getting now. This is what a zebra pattern, one after another. Click on close. Right, one step back. This is what a demo with the ALV pop-up window. Everything is same, just call the pop-up window instead of grid display. Next topic will work out with a grid display. Let me call it to the match. Right, let me select grid display and I'll copy into grid to write a field catalog match. Write a field catalog match. Click on copy. Click on continue with this. Now copy this local object. Right, I go to change title for this because we copied from the other program. ALV Reports demo match. Click on save. Go to change mode because you have to take the control on source code. Click on change. Yeah, for example, in this copied the same program like a grid display. Here let me comment this. Right, this I want to work with the complete internal table. For example, I am writing like data. Right, here I tab type Mara occurs 0 with header line. I have created internal table type with reference to structure type Mara table. Complete Mara, all the fields were captured into item, whereas say like a 100, 200 or 400, how many columns are there, everything is captured. Next, let me comment this instead of writing this because I want to write it select star because we are capturing all the records. Select star from Mara into table itab where Matner in s underscore Matner. Right, because we are working with a complete table. For example, you want to print complete star means all the fields from the Mara table into itab, so then it will not work like in this case, and quite difficult to open each and every each and every property like this. And let me comment this, or you can delete this because now it's not required individual fields. Right, it's quite difficult, like 100 200 fields I cannot provide. Instead of that, delete this. Now let me delete this code also, make it simple what we are doing. Internal table. Right, I have done internal table this, and a query I'm getting star with all the fields. Right, right, I tap Mara table, select query. Before list display or a grid display, you have to call one more function module, that is what a field catalog match. Reuse underscore ALV underscore field catalog underscore merge. Right, in this function model you have to pass it and program name, for example sy hyphen rip ID, name of the report. What is internal table name? Look at now, name means all the time I tab name should be passed in a single quote. The structure name this is a Mara table you are providing structure name. And what is a field catalog? Field catalog is right, you can copy that whatever you have created field catalog here. Copy this. Now provide this. Field catalog should be body. Right, from Mara structure through internal table rip ID, then after that grid display and execute this. Simply it is merging and you're able to print all the fields at a time. Right, I click on execute this. So 1 to 100. Now execute. Look at now, complete Mara table, each and every field is provided. Right, it's difficult to provide all the fields at a time because how many properties you have to open. Right, this is what a merge. You're able to merge all the fields. You can open 1 to 100 or 1000, how many fields, how many records you want. Right, you're able to see all the records. Alright, this is what a match function model it will match, but optionally is grid is also not required. We are passing all the fields. Without grid also directly can merge and you'll get output also. Let me comment this function model. I've commented this. Right, now activate. Click on enter. Now execute this. Now execute this. See that there is an optional, but we have to pass it this grid, but just only in this case it is merging and it is attaching to the all the fields. Right, it is mandatory to open, then only you'll get the output, because it is merging only, it is not getting any output. Right, then activate this. Make sure that order is important. Be first merge, then after that you have to open the grid. Now look at this output which we have done earlier also, same 1 to 1000 or 100 can execute. Now we are getting the merge everything. Right, this is what we have done in a part 1. Then 3 properties we have done, right, 4 properties of ALV reports. Right, in this what we have done, simple report and a simple list and grid, and after that we have completed pop-up display, then after that we have completed with ALV. So 1, 4, 6 we have done. The rest of the things in a part 2, ALV part 2, I will explain this concept. Block, hierarchical, ALV with the macro, interactive, then logo. The remaining 4-5 steps will work out in a next presentation, that is part 2, ALV part 2.